Star Fox 64 is known in part for being one of the shortest Nintendo first-party games of all time, at least if your only goal is to beat Andross on the basic route. But a single playthrough only shows a fraction of what's actually in the campaign. There are 16 stages in Star Fox on Switch 2, and 9 of them feature alternate paths that are required to access a large portion of the game. In this video, I'll go stage by stage to explain how to unlock every alternate path in Star Fox for Nintendo Switch 2. A full campaign run consists of 7 missions, with the first always being Corneria and the final being either Venom 1 or Venom 2, depending on the route you take and whether you're going for the true ending. But when I say 7 missions, each of the missions between Mission 2 and Mission 6 can be one of 2 or 3 stages. Note that if you're trying to get the true ending, you'll need to make sure that your 6th mission takes place on Area 6. There are multiple routes that will take you there, so don't worry if you mess up an early alternate route, as there will be more points that will allow you to get back on track. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that when I mention that one path leads to one stage, while another path leads to another, oftentimes achieving the alternate path will let you choose what your next stage will be out of the 2 you just unlocked. It's not always the case though, so take a look at this map to get a full scope on where every path could lead you. With all that in mind, let's start from the beginning and break down how each branch unfolds and how to achieve those branching paths, mission by mission. Corneria is where the game first teaches you that your performance actually matters, and that listening to what your teammates are saying is often a clue on how to get these secret exits. Corneria's alternate path begins shortly after the checkpoint. When Falco says he's lining up enemies for you, destroy the group chasing him to keep him alive. As you reach the water, Falco will point out the archways and lead you through them. Fly underneath all 7 stone arches, then follow him through the waterfall to defeat the boss.
That was the easy part, Fox. Beginner's luck. I've got eyes on a high-value target. Follow me. You'd better be right about this, Falco.
Completing Falco's challenge unlocks a choice between Sector Y and Meteo. If Falco is defeated or you miss the challenge, you'll be forced into Meteo. From here, the campaign immediately splits, and Mission 2 becomes one of the first major branching points in the game. For Meteo, it has 2 exits, one of which is a warp. Around the middle of the stage, you'll pass through a hollowed-out asteroid before reaching a checkpoint. Shortly after, Slippy will mention a strange energy source, and you'll see a cluster of small meteors ahead. After the cluster, you'll spot an orange warp tunnel. Enter it and your R-Wing will begin to spin. There are 7 warp rings in total. Fly through all of them to trigger a cutscene and enter an alternate version of the stage.
Never give up. Trust your instinct.
Completing this will get you access to Katina. If you ignore the warp rings and complete the stage normally, you'll instead go to Fichina. If you chose Sector Y as your second mission, the alternate path is as follows. Earn 100 or more hits to unlock the hard route, which leads to Aquas. Score 99 hits or fewer, and you'll take the easy route to Katina. About halfway through the stage, Peppy will shout out that you guys should split up. I recommend taking the top route as it has far more enemies than the bottom route. This should give you more than 100 hits easily. As you can see, I entered the boss with over 150, but if you're a bit short of 100, the bosses will give you a combined 16 extra hits. You'll want to keep that in mind if you want to stay under 100 hits, as you'll need to enter the boss with fewer than 83 hits, which is easy, just don't shoot that many things. By Mission 3, the game starts layering both time pressure and objective-based conditions on top of each other, making route control much more demanding. Fichina's hard route requires you to defeat Starwolf before the time runs out. This isn't very difficult, just use the minimap to keep track of the enemy crew. They're the purple icons. After defeating them, Fox will defuse the bomb and the mission will be complete and you'll be shipped off to Solar. If you fail to defeat Starwolf in time, you'll be routed to Sector X. Katina follows a similar structure to Fichina in that it's an all-range battle that pits you against an enemy with a time limit. But instead of a crew, it's a boss named Saucerer. There won't be a timer at first, so you'll need to make multiple passes destroying the saucer's vents as they open. Once all 4 are down, the core will be exposed and a minute-long timer will begin. Simply destroy the core to complete the stage and be sent to Solar. If you fail, you'll be treated to an Independence Day style cutscene and you'll be sent to Sector X. Aquas is the only exception here in Mission 3, acting as a linear stage with no branching conditions. It always leads to Zone S, regardless of performance. In the Mission 4 stages, the route structure becomes significantly more complex, combining hidden triggers, performance gates, and conditional branching across multiple possible destinations. Sector X is the only stage in the game that features both a hidden warp route and 2 branching paths, giving you 3 possible outcomes. For the warp route, after the checkpoint, take the left fork and shoot the large rectangular panels until they open. You'll spot these after the obstacle course of moving platforms. Shoot and fly through all 4 of them, which then triggers a cutscene and an alternate ending of the stage.
Heads up, Fox. Keep at it. Get your eyes checked, Fox. Warping out? You've got guts, Fox. We've got to see where this leads.
Taking the warp path takes you to Sector Z. Alternatively, if you take the standard route, you'll face Spyborg. To reach him, just play the stage like normal without entering the warp zones. Going left or right at the split doesn't matter. Spyborg has 2 phases, and depending on how the second phase goes is what determines what path you'll get. After destroying his eyeballs, Spyborg will power down for a moment before kicking back into gear for phase 2. Once this happens, Slippy shouts that they are going to attempt to get close and reprogram Spyborg. You need to prevent this from happening to get the alternate path exit. To do that, focus your firepower on the head where the lights are.
Continued existence of enemies is unacceptable. Termination underway! Why has the creator...
If you successfully take him down before Slippy gets to him, Slippy will pout about not being able to reprogram him, but you'll have achieved the alternate path which leads to Macbeth. If you don't defeat Spyborg before Slippy approaches him, he'll swat Slippy out of the way, destroying their ship and preventing you from heading to Macbeth. You'll instead be sent to Titania. If your goal is to reach Macbeth, the moment Slippy goes down, pause the game and hit restart, then restart from the latest checkpoint. This will prevent you from having to replay the entire stage and quickly give you another shot at saving Slippy. If your 4th mission is Solar, then your job is easy. Solar has no branching paths at all. Defeating the boss will always lead you to Macbeth. If you did Aquas in Mission 3, then Mission 4 will always be Zone S, which introduces a stealth-style objective into the routing system, requiring you to shoot all of the spotlights throughout the stage. There are a lot of them, and they typically show up in clusters. Luckily, your charged laser targeting can lock onto them, and Kat, an old friend of Falco's, will show up during the second cluster to help you out. Though, my recommendation is to not rely on her help too much, as she misses more than she hits. If you destroy all the spotlights without being detected, you'll unlock the alternate path to Sector Z. If any searchlight spots you, you'll instead be routed to Macbeth. By Mission 5, most of the remaining branches are determined by execution under pressure, where small mistakes can permanently alter your path. Except for Titania. If you fail to save Slippy against the Spyborg in Sector X, your Mission 5 will be Titania, which is linear and will always send you to Bolse. If your 5th mission is Macbeth, the branching path revolves around precision during the train lock sequence at the end of the stage. To achieve the alternate path condition, you'll need to shoot all 8 train locks with the tank, as well as the track switch. This is honestly one of the hardest alternate path conditions in the game, as it requires you to not only keep track of finding all 8 locks, but the final 4 locks are during the boss fight. As you approach the final stretch of the stage, Peppy will say that you need to shoot all 8 locks. This is your cue that the first one is coming up. Lock 1 is on the right side of the track. Lock 2 is also on the right side of the track, just behind and to the right of Lock 1. Lock 3 is on the left side of the track, so you'll need to make sure enough of the train cars are destroyed to cross over. Lock 4 is right in line with Lock 3, but on the right side of the track. I recommend using your brake here to make sure you have time to shoot them both. Lock 5 is the hardest one to hit as it's on the left side of the track as the boss emerges, so go slow, brake often, and make sure to not miss it. At this point, you'll need to just ignore the boss. We won't be fighting him at all. Lock 6 is on the right side of the track behind a shutter that you need to shoot to open up. 3 shots open it, but hitting it again will force it closed. Lock 7 is once again on the left side of the track, which is even with Lock 8, which is on the right side. Luckily, if Falco is alive, he will offer to shoot the 8th lock. Once you've hit all 8 locks, you'll need to hit the final rail switch. It's on the right side of the track, just after the falling spikes. It's fine if you have the health to take some damage here. Just make sure you don't miss the switch. You'll know you hit it when the hits plus 50 icon shows up. Completing the train lock puzzle will send you to Area 6. If you fail to hit all of the locks or the final switch, you'll be shipped off to Bolse. If Sector Z is your mission 5, you'll be treated with one of the easiest alternate path conditions. Halfway through the mission, a cutscene featuring Rob 64 will play, showing you that 6 Copperhead missiles are headed towards the Great Fox. These move super slow and are easy to hit. They'll come in 3 waves. First 1 missile, then 2, then 3. Destroy them all before they reach the Great Fox to unlock Area 6. If any missile hits, the mission will end and you'll be routed to Bolse. Mission 6 is where most of the paths converge. At this point, the branching structure collapses into a final split between the game's 2 endgame routes. If your Mission 6 is Bolse, it only has 1 route and always leads to Venom 1, the easier path to the ending. Venom 1 will pit you against Andross, but this is not the true ending. This means that if your Mission 6 is Bolse, you'll need to restart the campaign if you are seeking the true ending. Area 6 is the same as Bolse in that it only has 1 route which leads to Venom 2. If you are on Area 6, congrats, you are on your way to the true ending. Alright, time for Mission 7. Just note, although Venom appears as a single location on the map and only has 1 medal in the main game, it's actually 2 separate missions depending on your route, as I just mentioned with Area 6 and Bolse. At this point, everything funnels into the final confrontation, but the game still tracks how you got there. Venom 1 leads to the fake ending and does not allow you to face the true final boss or see the true ending. Complete this mission to finish this run of the campaign. Venom 2 leads to the true ending and allows you to face the true final boss. Completing this mission will let you see the true ending and will reward you with the game's ending credits. And that is it. That is every single alternate path detailed in Star Fox for Nintendo Switch 2. I hope you enjoyed the video, and for more on Star Fox, make sure to head on over to our wiki over on IGN.com, where we have written guides for obtaining all the stage medals. And of course, for everything else video games, stick with IGN.